So a couple of my viewers have asked me to check out the Finnish comedian Ismo. I've watched one of his videos kind of when I started my channel. I really enjoyed his personality, his humour, and people asked me to check out this one. The English language is so confusing. And obviously I'm from the UK, English is my first language, so I just take it for granted that's just how I speak. I don't really think about the difficulty of it, but having lived in different countries around Asia, having met people from a lot of different countries, people always tell me that English is a very difficult language to learn. It is very confusing. When I really think about it, I can understand that as well. So interested to see Ismo's take on the English language. Tell me if you've seen this before or recommend more of his work.
Good evening. Hi, I'm Ismo, and yes, I am from Finland. Woohoo! Yay! 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 It's so great to be here. I speak English now. I didn't grow up speaking English. I had to learn it later, and it's not easy. It's so hard. I've been speaking English for years, but I still have to look up words every day. I learn new words all the time, and I recently learned this word. And it's my favorite word now. I had no idea about this word until recently, and I love it. You must know this. The meaning of the word, the meaning is that you have now poured enough coffee into my cup. And it goes like
That's true, man. Great observation.
I didn't know about that. It's so good. I really enjoy that word. It's so great. It's so surprising, and it starts really fast and then slows down gradually. It's great. It took me a while. It took me some time to figure out how to spell it. But now I have it. Actually, now I use it as my password. It's my Wi-Fi password. If somebody comes over, what's your Wi-Fi? I really love that.
Again, it takes maybe someone from outside of an English-speaking country to observe something like that and like think about it. I've just never really considered that, but it's quite interesting.
I really like words, and I really enjoy words. And this is a thing I hear often. People say, like, if somebody uses a bad word, a curse word, and then there's another person who doesn't like that word being used, and they want to interfere and they want to say something about that, the thing they always say, they yell out, language. And
what's
that's
your
it.
language? Something.
They just yell out language. Well, okay, yeah, language. This is a part of that. Yes, this goes into the category of language. But I feel it's a little bit broad of a statement for that situation to just yell out language. It's like the same to me if you see somebody about to get hit by a bus and you yell out transportation.
Yeah, man. That is true. That's something that usually parents will maybe say to their children is like if they start to say words that are a bit like curse words, they'll say language. What are it's like? I think it's short for like what's your language, that type of thing. Is there anything like that in Finnish? Any interesting quirks of the Finnish language or vocabulary that you use in interesting situations? I know of no niin that is multi uses.
Yes, you are correct. Yes, this goes under the umbrella of transportation. That's what, maybe a bit more specific. I recently went on this language course where they tried to teach me to speak English better, and they made me practice this phrase. They made me practice the phrase, seashells, by the seashore. And that is fucking impossible. I don't know how anybody can pronounce that. It's so difficult. I kept trying. I tried so many times. I kept practicing. But then I stopped. Then I stopped practicing because I realized I realized that, wait a minute. I am never gonna need to say this. Why am I practicing? Like, I can't even imagine a situation where I'd have to say, you know the thing. Like how would that situation go? Like, first of all, I would have to be by the seashore. And then I would have to run into someone who is shelling a seashell. And then for some reason, I would have to point her out. And I'd have to say to some third person, yeah, she is doing that. Like, why would that happen? It's not gonna happen.
I think that's like a tongue twister.
I'm pretty
in
sure
English.
that I will never run into anybody selling seashells in the first place, because I can't imagine a worse business idea. Especially at that location.
Yeah, that's so true, man.
You know, with business, it's all about location. And there are free seashells, like right next to her. So nobody is going to buy her stupid seashells. So
It's like selling sand in the
if
desert.
you are selling seashells, my advice is that at least sell them as far from the seashore as possible. So somewhere where they are scarce.
That's very good.
Thanks a lot, Ismo. Thank you.
She sells seashells by the seashore. I mean, that's like a tongue twister. Like, if you try and say that, they say like 5 times, say it fastly, then you'll definitely not be able to say it. Interesting. Like, again, I like that about Ismo. Like, he's able to pick up on these things. Maybe it's like a learner of English. When you learn another language, like I learned Malaysian, so I'm always picking up things that are like, it's like whether it's like very literal translations from English, and I tell them to my wife or people I know in Malaysia, and they're like, I never thought about that before. But it's like, definitely when you learn another language, you can pick up on some interesting quirks of that language, and he did it very well, and also so humorously as well. Tell me if you knew that term. But I like Ismo again. I like his personality. It's maybe like, I think, having learned a bit more about Finland and that introverted nature that a lot of people have, you can see he's got that more introverted style. Kind of, yeah. I don't know. I like it a lot. So tell me what you think about Ismo. Tell me what you think about this video, and recommend more Finnish comedy. Thanks.